Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to study about inventory. So this term inventory you must have heard a lot of times, but today we are going to discuss what actually makes up this inventory. Okay, we are going to understand very conceptually, very logically that what all together makes up this inventory. I have taken up a very interesting and very logical, very relatable example of Bella's Pizza Factory. So with the help of this example, we are going to see what all are the components of inventory, right? So let's get started. So there's a girl, her name is Bella, and she owns a pizza factory. Okay, she owns a pizza restaurant where she prepares pizza and sell them to hungry customers. So what does she do? She buys ingredients like she purchases flour, okay, she purchases yeast, she's purchasing cheese and many more ingredients, and then she makes pizzas and sell them to finally to customers who want to purchase them, right? So now we are going to see various stages, and in all those stages we are going to see what is the inventory. So the first thing is that consists of inventory are goods purchased for resale. So this term itself tells that we are purchasing just to resell. Okay, for example, the girl Bella, she purchases soft drinks. Okay, the soft drinks that are packed in cans or in the bottles, she purchases them from the wholesaler and she directly sells them to the wholesaler and directly sells them to the customers. She's not doing anything on these soft drinks. Okay, she's just purchasing and then selling. But this is inventory of Bella because she owns it. Okay, she has paid for these soft drinks and she will sell them to the customers further. So that's why these goods which are purchased for resale are also the inventory of Bella. Okay, so this could be soft drinks or any packaged desserts like brownies. Okay, she doesn't make them, but she buys them and sell them. So in accounting term, we say that these are the goods purchased for resale. Okay, so whenever in the question any such thing appears, so we will include it as our inventory, right? So this was the first component. Moving forward, second is consumable stores. So this consumable stores, these are the things which we use in business. Okay, we are using in production, but we do not give them directly to the customers. For example, you make pizzas. So in order to make pizzas, you place them on a tray. Okay, and so that the pizza doesn't stick to the tray, you grease the tray with some oil. Okay, so this oil you are using for the production purpose. You are not directly selling it to the customer, but you are using it to make pizzas, right? Then you sell napkins to the you give napkins to the customers. You are not selling them to the customers. Okay, if a customer purchases pizza, then along with that you give them a napkin. Okay, so that's why all these are known as consumable stores. We do not directly sell them to customers, but still we use them in the business, right? So in accounting term, we call them as consumable stores, right? So they are used up in operations, not part of pizza. Okay, they are not directly a part of pizza. The oil which I'm using to grease the tray, it's not actually a part of pizza, but still I need to use them in order to make pizza. But it is essential for production or service. Without using that oil, I cannot make my pizzas, otherwise they would stick to the tray, right? So that's the meaning of consumable stores. You should be very clear with all these terms. If you check your study text, you will see that these terms are given at very end. Okay, they are not explained at the initial of the chapter in the initial few pages. But I think that you should know these terms before starting the chapter. Okay, you should know the meaning of inventory first. Then only we will move further to discussing the next topics. Right. So the third thing which consists of inventories, raw materials and components. So in order to make pizza, she would need certain ingredients like she needs flour, she needs yeast, cheese, tomato sauce, toppings and many more things. Okay. So all these are the raw materials because these are the basic ingredients from which she will make the final pizza. Okay. So whenever she will purchase all these ingredients, we would say that this consists of Bella's inventory, right? Because she is using them to make pizza. So in accounting term, we call them raw material and components because these material will soon be turned into pizza. Okay, she will use the flour to make a dough. Okay, she will use the yeast to make the dough. Then she would put various toppings like cheese, tomato sauce, olives and many more things, and then she'll finally make it into a final product. Okay, so all these raw materials also consist of inventory, right? Moving further, next is partly finished goods, which is work in progress. Now what has happened that she has prepared the pizza and she has put all the toppings on it, and now she's setting it in an oven to prepare it, to bake it, right? So the pizza is getting baked. It is not yet ready. So I would say that it is work in progress because the pizza is getting baked. It is not yet a final product. Okay. So that's why any work in progress is also our inventory, right? So it, because why is it our inventory? Because we have put our value in it, we have put our ingredients, we have put in our labor. Okay, it's not yet ready, so I'll call it work in progress, but it is my asset because so I will call it inventory because I have put all the hard work, all the value in that particular pizza, right? Moving forward, the finished good, okay, the pizza which will come out of the oven now, that is the final product. And now I'm going to sell it, so that is my inventory too, right? So that final pizza is my inventory. Now see, if now someone will ask you that there's a restaurant that sells pizzas, so will you just say that the freshly baked pizzas are the only inventory? Is it so? No. We just saw that there are various other things which are also a part of inventory, okay? Like we saw the soft drinks that they purchase. What do we call them? We call them resale goods, goods purchased for resales, okay? Soft drinks which they purchase. Then we saw that consumable stores, the things which are not directly used, okay? That is also our inventory. Then we saw raw materials which were purchased, like all the ingredients. Then we saw work in progress, the pizza, which was being baked in the oven. And then we finally saw that the final finished product, which is our pizzas, is also our inventory. Okay, so all these five things will be inventory of Bella. Okay, not just the final pizzas, but all these things would be considered as inventory of a particular business, right? So here's a quick tip, memory trick, that how can you memorize it. So the mnemonic is Rita can really work fast, where R means raw materials, C means consumables, consumable stores, R means resale goods, W means work in progress, and F means finished goods, right? So I hope this is clear to you now. Now I'm going to discuss one more topic with you. Let me just clear the mess first. Then I'll quickly discuss. Right. Now see, we have studied what is inventory. I hope it is clear to you that what do we exactly mean by inventory. But now we have to see that at what price should I record my inventory. So the answer to this is IAS 2, which is the inventory. This is the standard which gives us information about inventories. It says that inventories should be recorded at lower of either the cost or net realizable value, which is also known as NRV. I'm going to discuss both these things with you. So first, let us assume case 1 that Bella makes these pizzas for 200, okay? All the ingredients, the dough, the yeast, the cheese, the toppings that she's using, all that amounts to 200, okay? All the labor that she's putting in. So the cost to her for making that one pizza is 200. And she sells it for 250. So in her books, in her accounts, she will record this pizza at lower. Which one is lower, 200 or 250? 200 is lower, so she will record the pizza at 200, right? So this was the first case. Before moving on to the second case, I would like to discuss this NRV. The formula for this NRV is fair value less cost to sell. Fair value means when I will go to the market to sell my pizza, how much will I get? Okay, so let us suppose when I will go to market to sell this pizza, I will get 250 and my cost to sell is 0. Okay, I do not have to incur any cost to sell my pizza. So I would say that my net realizable value is 250, which I took over here, right? Now case 2, let us assume the cost of making the pizza is still rupees 200. But what has happened now that where she used to store the pizzas, she used to store it in a fridge. But now that fridge has broken down. Okay. Because of that, the pizzas have become really, soggy, stale. So now she can only sell that these pizzas for, let us say that the fair value to sell them is 150. And now she has to incur certain cost also to sell it because she now has to look for customers who can buy those soggy stale pizzas. So she has to incur a cost of, let's say, 20. So my net realizable value would be fair value less cost to sell, which is 130. Okay, this is my net realizable value. Now at what price should I record this? I will record at lower of cost or NRV. The lower is 130. Okay, so that's why in my books or Bella would record this pizza in the inventory in her books at 130. Okay, this final pizza is her inventory. So at what price will she record? She will record at 130 because when she will go to the market to sell these pizzas, she will only get 130. Okay, that's why I will record my inventory at 130 only. So this is a very important topic. In exam, you will definitely find questions where they would give you cost and NRV. Okay, and you have to use your brain at which amount should it be recorded. Okay, so always take lower. Okay, lower of cost or net realizable value, and the formula for calculating net realizable value is fair value, which means the price which we will get for selling that particular inventory less cost to sell, whatever cost which we will incur for selling our product, right? So that came out to be 130, right? Now we discussed this term net realizable value, but we are left with the term cost. This cost has various components as I have written over here, but I'm going to discuss this in next video. Till then, revise this, okay? Just look at it carefully that what all makes up inventory, okay? There are 5 components of inventory. Not only the final product, but various other things also make up the inventory of a particular person. And how do we record the inventory? Revise till here, and if you find this video helpful, kindly like and comment. Thanks for watching.